Here's a powerhouse exercise to get your fingers moving today. The 7 arpeggios of a major key. Hey everybody, welcome back to Swift Lessons. Today, let's tighten up your chops a little bit. The best exercises are always those that have a lot of mileage. I'm talking about real-world application. And the technique I want to share with you today, the 7 arpeggios of a major key, in principle should allow you to solo over top of any chord in a major key without hitting any wrong notes, with enough practice of course. Beyond that, it's also going to be a great finger exercise for your alternate picking, stretching. You can use it as a speed exercise and so much more. So let's take a close look at the fretboard, and you can follow along using my tab at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Let's get started. Okay, a close look at the fretboard, getting started breaking down these 7 arpeggios. Once again, I'm playing through the Spark amplifier by Positive Grid, and I'm messing around with their Stonebreaker preset. Okay, getting started with the first arpeggio, we're going to do everything in the key of G major. So the first arpeggio we need is a G major arpeggio. Looks and sounds like this, real slow. Okay, so that is the low E string, 3 going up to 7. Then with the middle finger kind of barring, we're going to play 5 and 5 on the A string and D string. Then we're going to have 4th fret of the G string going up to 7. Then string skipping, 3rd fret high E. Practice it ascending first, making sure that your pick is traveling down, up, down, 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 up, down. And for that series of downstrokes, you can just let your pick fall in a rest stroke technique. Then I like to alternate on the way back. You put that together and we have... Alright, so get that one down. We're going to be recycling it as we go to the 4 and 5 chords. Okay, now the next chord we have in the key of G is A minor. Alright, so we need an A minor arpeggio. With the same exact picking pattern. Alright, so that is the 5th fret of the low E string going up to 8. Then with the ring finger, we're going to have 7 and 7 on the A and D. 5th fret of the G going up to 9. And then 5th fret of the high E string to finish up. Alright, take that exact same thing and bring it up a full step for the next chord in the key of G, B minor. Alright, now we're recycling the major arpeggio. Now for the C major chord. Alright, so just taking the G arpeggio up to the 8th fret position, and we have. Alright, now the 5 chord in the key of G is major as well. So we need a D major arpeggio. So there's a lot of repetition to this exercise. Okay, so far you have G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major. Alright, now the 6th chord in a major key is minor. So, 12th fret position, we're going to recycle our minor arpeggio shape. An E minor arpeggio. Alright, now, moving up to the 7th chord in the key, it's going to be diminished, so we're going to need a new pattern. right, so there it is, the ultra flavorful F sharp diminished arpeggio. All right, so that is the 14th fret of the low E string going up to the 17th fret. All right, next we need that flatted 5th note, 15th fret of the A string. All right, now we have another devil's interval. It's the 16th fret of the D string. Now we need a minor 3rd, 14th fret of the G going up to the 17th fret. So far we have, and then the F sharp note, 14th fret of the high E string. Practice that nice and slow. It's all about muscle memory. And finally, we're going to finish up this series recycling the G major arpeggio. Up an octave, which gets a little tricky. Now, we need to tie all these together by playing through the arpeggio, and then on the way back, you're just going to skip the final root note. So, for example, stop right there and move on to A minor. Stop right there and go on to B minor. All right, then on to C major. To D major. On to E minor. On to F sharp diminished. And on to G major. Okay, once more now, we're gonna pick up the pace just a little bit, see if you can play along, and then I'm just gonna give you some tips for how you can get this super fast. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, very good everybody. Now, the next thing you want to start doing is just set a metronome and start practicing up to that pace, and then start increasing gradually, maybe 5, 10 BPM as you become more proficient. The goal here is to have as many perfect repetitions as possible. Now, one thing I like to do is practice along with a guitar profile, which is something that I provide on my Patreon page. So with that, you'll be able to set the BPM to something that's comfortable for you, gradually increase it, and play along with the tablature. All right, everybody, thanks so much for checking out today's exercise. I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll find it useful. I want to thank my patrons for making all these lessons possible. I hope you're enjoying all those extra resources. And thanks to you guys, I've got many more lessons coming up, so keep checking in. Please subscribe, please share. This is Rob coming to you from Summers Point, New Jersey, saying happy picking.